So now that the tissues are more warmed up, I'm using the bigger prong. It's still a small blaster because I'm working in an area where I would be banging into her a lot if I had a longer tool. So can you describe to me how the difference between this and the other smaller prong one feels?
I think I feel the prongs on the smaller one more, but I think this one goes deeper into my tissue.
Okay.
Neither of which hurt.
Okay. So for this client, since I've worked with her a lot, I haven't asked her as much about comfort, but definitely if you have a new client, you want to be checking on the pressure in different areas because, the pressure in a quad can feel very different than the exact same pressure in the IT band. And so you want to really communicate before the session and make sure that client knows that they can give lots of feedback if anything's uncomfortable. You also, just like with massage, want to be watching for body language, and if you see any feet wiggling or muscles tightening or facial gestures, to kind of check in with the client and see how they're doing. So the fascia work is really great around any scar tissue, and this client has some scar tissue, and so we like to do a little bit of extra work around those areas. The fascia blasting can be great for restrictions in connective tissue, but it's also, it's really promoted and advertised as being a treatment for cellulite. So you're going to have a lot of clients who come for that, but it's also great for breaking up scar tissue and restrictions that can, cause problems for people with pain or, repetitive injuries or just inability to do what they're trying to do if they're an athlete or even just a weekend warrior.
And since we've started this, it's helped my lymphedema in my legs.
Really?
Yeah. And this is treatment number 5. And I've used my home treatment for lymphedema probably half as much as I used to.
And how frequently were you using it before?
An hour a night, every night.
And you've used it like every other night now?
Every third, yeah.
Wow. And do you notice, so we have been waiting about a week in between sessions, so do you notice that the benefits are greater in the beginning, or it kind of has...
Yeah, it's definitely greater in the beginning, which is probably why the third day I go into it, and then maybe 2 days later.
Okay.
But it's definitely improved the lymphedema in my legs by a lot. Okay.
And so when you're feeling like you need to use the lymphedema treatment at home, like what symptoms do you have that let you know you need to use it?
My feet start to swell. So like for instance, I haven't used it. We met last Tuesday. I used it Friday, and then I used it last night. And that was it.
Okay, and today's Wednesday, so that's pretty cool.
It's definitely a benefit.
So you're here for an hour and it saves you multiple hours over the week.
Exactly.
Nice. So I'm kind of interspersing those different techniques really pretty quickly. So I may do, 3 to 5 strokes one direction, 3 to 5 in another, and then do more circular. So it's okay that I'm not getting all the way on the medial and lateral edges of the thigh because I'm going to have her in different positions anyway. If you were really on a time crunch and you had good communication with your client and you really wanted to have them, get used to moving into different postures for you, you could access the inner thighs this way. You could have them roll and get here. It's really just your personal style, whether you want to be having your clients in motion a lot. I'm just so used to never asking my clients to move that I prefer different positioning, but it's kind of a personal preference. You can pause.